Hi there! I wanted to share with you all what I did this weekend. I made stencils and stamps and created some beautiful jelly prints, and I wanted to share how I did that. Just a rough description. The first stencil I made was this. I used 300 GSM Kraft paper, so it's kind of thick. I made some circles with a marker, and then I just cut out with a blade, an Exacto blade. So there's that one. Here is this one. This one is using this little tool that I got years ago. I don't even know what this thing is for. I'm pretty sure I picked it up at a yard sale, but I just traced it with the marker and just placed it over and over, and then I cut it out with my knife, and I really enjoyed this one. They look kind of like question marks, so that could have been fun, but I liked it like this. The next one I made is this one. I just drew some straight lines and then ran with it. This alone was neat. This alone was neat, but combined was really cool. That was my favorite. I also used herringbone stencil that I bought from Amazon. This is really quite flimsy. It completely worked, and I have a feeling the more you use them with acrylic, the stronger they get. But the Kraft paper was much stronger than this. I also tried to use this one from Amazon, but I didn't really care for the pattern it made, so I didn't use it as often. I mainly used the herringbone, my crazy lines, and half question marks. This one was cool, but I don't know, there's something else, something about the lines that I really liked on the other ones. So next I'll show you the stamps. I used this stuff. Okay, so this is a stamp I made out of foam. I found it to be too big. However, I didn't like the head of the fish, so I stopped using it and just used the centerpieces, and I really liked how that pattern that made. This was another I made from foam. I just cut little teardrop shapes, and this was a piece of leftover from something else I cut out, and I made this little flourish, and it worked beautifully. I loved this one. I also added tape to the back, so when I stamped it down, I could pick it up rather than sticking my fingers in the paint to grab the edges. That really helped. I did that for this one too, but it was so big that it didn't really matter. I also made this one. This is a stamp that I borrowed from a friend of mine, and I cut it out, and then I just added little nature-y looking, I'm going to call them leaves, maybe it's grass, but this is pretty, but I found I really liked this one better, and I think I'm going to make more of these in different sizes and arrangements. A toilet paper roll with Q-tips stuck to it. This was actually great. I could make circles, and then I could squeeze it and make other shapes, and I could twist it around. This worked wonderfully, actually. I don't know how well it's going to hold up over time, but I used it all day. Well, I used it yesterday and this morning, and it was great. Really enjoyed using that. This piece of cardboard, I just put squiggly lines, or straight lines of hot glue, and my goodness, this was really cool. It was a great way to get texture in a background without thinking about circles or anything. It was just, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. It kind of felt like wild and organic, and I'm not sure I'm using the best words, but that's how it felt. And you can see all the different colors over it. I used this puppy. I really enjoyed it. Next was a candle lid. I was afraid it was going to be too sharp, but it wasn't. I was just gentle with it. I also added the tape on the back so I could easily pick it up. I loved adding circles. That was fun. So then I added circle from acid controller for my cat. Here's the lid, and I used the bottom. That worked really well. And also this. I don't remember what this is from, but it's a circle with 4 little nubbies. I'll call them nubbies, for lack of a better word. And that worked really well. In addition to that, I went to the dollar store and I found chipboard shapes. They're laser cut. And they are clocks and keys and birds. And then I also found, wait, here, let me get the birds. Birds and owls. And then I also found, today I found these, and these are wood. Then I found little mushrooms in wood. And I thought, ooh, I can glue those on to the chipboard and make stamps. And I also did it for the leaves, and this turned out fantastic. I really enjoyed that. So I used the birds and the leaves quite often. The chipboard themselves are pretty flimsy, so really, like I'm one the ooh, yeah, see, it's already coming off. It's getting flimsy, but that's okay. I think it'll be fine. I'll continue to use it until it breaks. So I had so much fun with this stuff. Now let me show you the prints. Oh, and this. It's just cardboard, and I just stamped it on. It was awesome. Okay, let me get the prints. I forgot to mention, I also used bubble wrap and the liner that you put under things, the non-slip liner, so it's like a grid. I also used that, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm just going to flip through. I used Liquitex Basics paint and also Arteza iridescent paints. So much fun using those. I love how I get shimmery from the Arteza, but also the line of Liquitex Basics I bought, the box, also has the gold and silver in it, so that was great. So these are the ones I did last night. I'll just quickly flip through them. So you can see the stencils that I used and the materials, like the stamps that I used. A lot of these I'm going to use to paint on. For example, the flamingo that I painted over the Gelli print, I'm going to do that with some of these too. And I'm trying to think of different things that I can do. I like a lot of birds. I love the idea of painting more birds and maybe some botanicals and things like that. Now I will say they aren't all winners, but I still love them because I can do something else with this. Another thought I had with them, for example, something like this, I'm going to sort them by color, and then at some point I'm going to cut them up into pieces and make a collage and into a bigger piece. For example, a bird, because I love birds, or a landscape using the pieces. It's not going to be abstract collage. I'm going to be more deliberate with what I'm doing. Oh, and I also used a shower puffy thingy, like a scrubby. You can see kind of like the webbing here. It's kind of neat. And see, this is the stencil that I didn't care for. You see all the little leaves. They just didn't really make sense when I put them on the paper. These are the ones I made today, starting with this. Oof, love that. Beautiful colors. Oh my goodness. Just layers and layers of colors. You can see the stamp here of the fish where I didn't use the head. So here's the dots and it's supposed to be the spine, poor little fishy spine. Love it. I think this looks like a leaf. I really think that looks like a plant. Here you can see the bird stamps and the leaf stamps that I made this morning. And also the stencil, the circular stencil I made. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't hate this at all. It's kind of neat seeing all the different things throughout the layers. Look how grungy some of them look too. I think that looks like rust and patina. Oh, it's so cool. So cool. This is one of my favorites that I made today. I don't know how I did it. Like I can see the layers, but I tried to duplicate it and I couldn't. It was just so pretty. I love it. I think it's interesting, this one, you can really see all the different colors I used. You know, the green, the pink, and then blue, and then, you know, the purple, and then there's iridescent colors in there. I just find it fascinating. Also, you can see the individual stamps. Not stamps, stencils. The different stencils that I used. Oof, the color on this is amazing. Man. These are the two prints that I used to clean off the plate when it was finished. So there's like all the crusty paint around the edges that could, you know, I could pick off, but I'm not gonna. It's so neat. I love the lines from the brayer here. It's so cool. Alright, now we're getting to my favorites. These are ones that I made duplicates of the best I could. So I had my two 8x10 Gelli plates next to each other so I could try to duplicate. They're not going to be perfectly duplicated because, you know, it just is impossible. But it can be close. And I tell you, this is my favorite page of the day. Orange and green, my two favorite colors. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. And you can see how I layered my two stencils. And I think layered together was just out of this world. I love how you can see the different shapes and then a shape within a shape. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. I'm going to turn this into a sketchbook. Here is the second print I did. See? It's not going to be exact, but it's going to be close. This will be the front, and this is going to be the back. This is my favorite. I love it. I kind of feel like, I know I keep saying I love it, but I kind of feel like I want to take a high resolution scan of it and see if I can make prints or something. I'm not sure what I would do with it, honestly. What would I do with that? Can I, like, how cool would it be for that to be wrapping paper? Does anybody make wrapping paper anymore or buy wrapping paper anymore? But that, to me, would just be really cool. Or just sell the paper and then, you know, you can make your own sketchbook with it. Anyway, just my thoughts. My favorites from the day. And then we have these two. I started to really use the, I'm going to call it the flourish stamp, and I loved how they turned out. I like how grungy these are. I think they even look better on camera, honestly, which is kind of weird, but I love all the colors. So pretty. These are a little more simple, but not. And I did this a few times with different colors. You will see. Again, I feel like this could be wrapping paper. Or fabric. Of course, fabric wouldn't have that sheen to it, but it looks really cool without the sheen. So like right now, sorry, I was looking at the monitor, but right now, in the monitor, you don't really see the sheen, and it's gorgeous. And what's so cool about this is that I made that. I made that. You know, no one else has that but me. It's so fun. That's how I feel about this one. Not a single being has that. I made that. How awesome is that? Do you ever feel that way about your art? I hope you do, because it's really fun feeling. These would be awesome sketchbook covers. They really would. Some more grungy ones. Unfortunately, this one has a little bit of something stuck from when I brayered, but it's okay. It adds just more texture. I really like this too. It's just so rich looking. A bit bright, but that's okay. On a sketchbook, it would look awesome. And these are the last ones. So cool. Oh my goodness, so cool. So I hope you enjoyed that. At some point, I do want to set up so that I can share my process. Granted, today was the third time I've ever done this. That's it. You don't have to be that, experienced to get the fun out of it. You just have to play with it. And I look forward to making more stencils of my own designs, and I look forward to making more stamps of my own designs. I did watch some YouTube videos, and I will link to the people that I've watched, because oh my goodness, there are so many wonderful people on YouTube doing this kind of a thing and sharing their tips and techniques. But I bought materials to make some more stencils, but they're on PVC rollers, and so you can roll the stencil, and I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to give that a try. I'm probably also going to give this another try, but with like a pattern or something. I liked the size of this. I liked that it was like, significant. It was big, but also I only have, that's actually pretty right there. I'm sorry, I stopped in mid-sentence, but that's actually pretty. I only have a really thin hot glue gun. I might see if I can borrow a glue gun that has a thicker nozzle to it so I can get broader lines. That one. And then this one. Definitely going to make some more organic, wild-looking pieces. Maybe some leaves, big leaves, or something like that. I thought about doing, going outside and getting some leaves, but I just don't want to deal with it if they break on my Gelli plate. I just don't really want to mess with that. So maybe I'll get some fake ones. I don't know. That could be fun. So anyway, this was my day for a little while yesterday and then this morning, and my goodness, I had a blast. My back is sore from being hunched over a table. It was too short, but it was totally worth it because it was so much fun. I hope you try it, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll link some things below. I don't have affiliate links yet. Maybe in the future I will. Hopefully in the future I will. But for now, I'll just share my knowledge, and I'll share the links to the people that I watched on YouTube that have so much more knowledge than me. Okay, that's it. Thank you. I hope you had a great weekend. Bye-bye.